The wonderful road to WrestleMania starts Sunday.
It begins.
We're back. We took a week off, so I'm going to apologize.
I thought we got canceled.
But we took a week off, but we're back. And it's a pretty exciting week. 2 great cards. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Let me phrase that. 2.5 great cards.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to give the Rumble a B+ card.
Yeah.
Just because there's a Women's Royal Rumble, and I'm excited for that. Takeover is going to be interesting. So we have that on topic. With that being said, I'm Casey.
I'm
here with
Cameron.
I'm here with my cousin Cam, like always, and this is a couple Jagoffs wrestling. So, where do you want to start? You want to start right in with nostalgia? I think
Sure.
nostalgia sounds great.
Awesome.
So I'll let you take charge here, and you
Okay.
can go first. You went first last time, so I'm gonna let you go first again since you came up with the segment. So take it away.
Sure. So I'm going to pick a moment, or a match, I should say, from 1996, which was my first full year of watching wrestling. And I'm taking one from SummerSlam 1996. I'm definitely not picking this because of the match quality, more so the comedic humor behind it. And that would be Jake the Snake Roberts versus Jerry Lawler at SummerSlam 96. And
Oh God.
I don't know why this match came to me, but I've always just found this match just so funny, even though it's not supposed to be. But in this match, the build to that match was that Jerry Lawler was basically roasting Jake Roberts because of all of his drug and alcohol problems.
It's not funny to laugh at.
And Jake Roberts was like, supposed to be clean and sober at the time,
Yeah.
even though he definitely wasn't. So his character was like going through rehab and all this stuff. And so during the match, Jerry Lawler basically just did a dirty move and knocked out Jake Roberts, and then just continuously poured whiskey and booze down Jake Roberts' throat to the point where he just puked and dry heaved all around the ring.
Out of all things to think about, you thought of this.
Because this is just amazing. And like Jake Roberts spends the whole majority of the match just kind of like dry heaving on the outside of the ring. And what makes it even better is this was Mark Henry's first public appearance in WWE. He was sitting at the commentator table for the match. And at the end, he gets up and comes over and helps Jake Roberts and knocks over Jerry Lawler, and that was Mark Henry's start into WWE, helping Jake Roberts from puking next to the ring.
My gosh.
So just one of those great moments.
What a great kickoff to the show. Let me tell you what. So mine, I think I mentioned 2 ideas to you, and I'm going to go with one of the 2, just because I watched it last night and it's in my head. So I'm going to talk about when The Rock, Kane, and Hogan were backstage at Raw, whatever they did, the backstage pre-segment. And it was one of those things. It's just so funny to me because I don't picture Kane as a talking type, as somebody that can commence humor on somebody. You know what I mean? You see Kane and he's a monster.
Yeah.
And you don't expect him.
Yeah.
Gosh darn, he's still wrestling today. But when he turns and looks at The Rock and does the millions, and then everybody tags along and goes millions, and just I don't know why, it's just so funny to me because I don't picture Kane doing that ever.
Yeah.
And the fact that Hogan and Rock were in the same room just because they were polarizing figures, and each in their fair spare time.
Yeah.
They were just so polarizing at the time, that was cool for me to see. Again, just because there's so much stuff that I missed growing up. Because
it's just one of those quick moments that stick with you.
Yeah, exactly. The same one with you. It's
Yeah.
I don't know why that sticks with you, but that's really funny to me that sticks with you. Oh, that's a great. I'm gonna say that's a great nostalgia minute.
Yeah, for sure.
So Raw 25.
Bom, bom, bom.
Let's talk Raw 25.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna start real quick. At the beginning was awesome.
For sure. Best part of the show.
It was great. First of all, before we go any further, the intro video was phenomenal.
That's my number 1 moment of the whole show.
You said at dinner last night that it made you cry.
Well, yeah.
That's the coolest thing to
It brought
hear
a
from
tear to my
wrestling
eye
fan.
because it was put together so well, and it was just you have that phrase your life flashes before your eyes. Well, as each one of those previous Raw segments were going in that video with the song playing, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy, light 'em up.
Light 'em up. As each one of those segments, it was it was going in slow motion for me because it was as each one passed, it gave me enough time to remember watching that live when it happened and took me back to when I was a kid and how I felt watching that as it happened. And it did. It brought a tear to my eye because I miss that feeling so much, and I miss how good
Yep.
it was.
I agree. I thought it was one of the coolest intros ever. Like just out of anything they've done in the past few years, it was awesome. Like they hit the nail smack dab on the head with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the rest of the show.
Yeah. To go from that.
The Austin segment was awesome right at the beginning to open up the show with
Yeah.
Vince and Shane and Stephanie. I was sitting there and as I'm watching this, I'm talking to my friend and I said, it feels like 1998 again. Granted, I wasn't fluently able to watch wrestling at that time, but I've done my research and like just at the time it was, I don't know why, it just felt so cool. Like to see, especially it was weird though to me was that Austin didn't say one word.
That was, I think, the one fallback with that whole segment was the setup was good. It was predictable. You knew where it was going, but that was okay. It was okay that it was predictable because we wanted it to go there. The only problem, the one setback I would say is that Austin didn't talk. I think they missed a huge opportunity with that segment. I mean, who knows? Maybe Austin didn't want to talk. He may have only agreed to do it because he's kind of, you notice any appearance he does anymore is pretty quick and to the point. He doesn't really like to get into promos.
Yeah, exactly.
He's said it before that he's kind of doesn't want to bring that Austin character back in full because he doesn't know if he can do it like he used to.
Yeah, I read something about that. So, yeah, that's a good point. I
so maybe he didn't want to talk, but if that's not the case, then they really missed. They dropped the ball on it because you could have had the whole what stuff going with Austin saying like, what do you mean you don't have anybody to thank? You could be thanking Stone Cold. You could be thanking The Rock. And, of course, the crowd's going to be saying what with each.
Yeah, the whole time.
And you can get into the whole spill where, he can say something and McMahon could have been like, Austin, you can't talk like that anymore. This is PG.
Yeah.
And Austin said, well, you can take that PG and shove it up your you know what. You know what I mean? And the crowd would have just
erupted. Erupted.
So they kind of missed the ball with him not talking, but overall it was great.
Yeah, it was a great nostalgia segment. It was a great thing all over again. So everybody seems to talk and I roughly understand, trust me. It's hard to do a show in two separate places.
Very hard.
And I can't remember I think they cut to the King and Jim Ross after just to have them talk. Mm-hmm. I think they did. I'm not 100% sure.
That's what opened the show. Yeah.
That's and then so the fact is that if you were going to go all in and I look at it this way, if you're going in and doing a Raw 25, I get it. The Manhattan Center, it's small, it's crammed, but you're talking the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, and that's the building it started in. Mm-hmm. So what I'm sort of thinking is why don't you just go for it?
The whole show should have been there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The whole show should have been there, just for the fact of like just. I watched the first episode of Raw. I have that 25th the anniversary DVD or whatever with all I forget what it is, but and that atmosphere just seemed so cool as a fan. Like just to see it reminds you of like where they started and. Wow, like this is where they're at now.
Yeah, and not only that, the smaller the crowd it is, the louder they are. You know,
exactly.
You wouldn't think that, if you're someone that's like, well, what do you mean? If there's 70,000 people, that's louder than 1,000 or 500. No, not necessarily, because noise goes up and it comes back down. And the more people there are, especially if there's no ceiling and it's a stadium, the noise just goes up and out. Whereas in a little compact building like that, you hear every word the crowd says.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it either because it was cool to see the King. And
it was
Jim Ross. It was like you said it.
We didn't see enough of them.
You said it. We were sitting at dinner last night. And you said it. You were like, I was just so happy to hear their voice. I don't care how bad it was.
They could have talked about golf, and I wouldn't have noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they
it's just one of those things. Like
just them being there.
Just one of those things where we sit and we think we're like, man, do we miss them? Mm-hmm. No offense, Michael Cole or Corey Graves. I like you too. But I miss the King. I miss. Okay, I'm getting off track, but I miss that. Just that commentary booth alone, just was so great at everything they did. Even back in certain times when King would pull for the heel and Jim Ross is defending the face, it was just awesome.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It was great.
You should only have two commentators.
Yeah, we're getting a little
Having
crazy.
three or more is it's so destructive. It doesn't work. It's just all over the place. You got to have two commentators. One of them should be for the faces. One of them should be for the heels. You have that animosity between the commentators. It makes for a good product.
Yeah,
and
so
that's what they're missing.
I can't remember what happened after it, But I mean, this is all blur. This happened on Monday, so it's a little hard
Mhm.
from like, you know what I mean, to process.
Yeah.
Thanks, school. But then I think it came back to the Barclays and we had a match. And no, it was the 18 Divas tag team
Mhm.
match, and they built Asuka up again,
Yeah.
which is just great. And then we found out there she's in the Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little worried.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I'm a little
'cause
worried.
They up to that point they didn't really confirm for sure that she was in it because I'm still confused as to why none of the women's championships are on the line.
Yeah,
at Royal Rumble.
I don't understand
I
either.
didn't get that.
I
but-
guess it's just because it's a Rumble. But I don't know.
But yeah,
Who knows?
she's in it, and she needs to win. But you know, there's a past track record in WWE that usually the guy or girl that goes over on the go home show that looks strong on the go home show, I'd say like 70% of the time they lose.
Yeah.
So they made her look extremely strong. As
Yeah,
she should.
and I think we've talked about this a good bit that we're a little bit too worried about it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit too worried about it.
Yeah.
Because like you said, she needs to be protected at all costs.
Mhm.
Period.
Yep.
Point blank. Period. There's nothing else you can say or do to change my mind.
Nope.
I don't care what you say to me, and if you ruin this because you're bringing back the XFL, I don't want to hear it. But and then it's so hard for me to remember this stuff. We both watched it. You know, what I mean, it's
Mhm.
been a little bit. So we had I think something else. I can't remember what happened. It was a backstage segment, maybe the poker segment. With,
Probably,
with
yeah.
all that,
APA,
which
yeah.
was, dude. Did you notice MVP sitting there?
Yeah.
I didn't notice him at first.
Yeah,
And-
he looked like he aged quite a bit.
Yeah, it was really funny to me. I didn't notice that was him. Not knocking him or anything. I mean, I haven't seen him in how long. So like,
I remember seeing him real quick at a house show in Wheeling, West Virginia. He was outside signing autographs, and me and Jenna went up and got a picture with him. Right before we got a picture with him, there was a kid who was wearing a Steeler jersey.
Yeah.
That got a picture with him, and he was just like, I should not be taking a picture with you. He was like, I just want you to know, kid. He was like, I hate the Steelers with every ounce of my being. He's like, I grew up an Oakland Raiders fan. He's like, I am a ride or die Oakland Raiders fan. And he was like, that rivalry back in the 70s and that.
Yeah.
He was like, I have hated the Steelers since I was a child. And he was like, that is my least favorite team. So I thought that was funny.
that's really funny. I didn't even notice him. Like I'm not knocking anyone or anything. I didn't know. That was cool to see him back in the
Yeah.
WWE again. And then we're gonna go the Intercontinental Championship match.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm worried. This is the one that's tricky, ladies and gentlemen, because you said it on the last show. Roman dropped the title. Miz has it, which I'm not complaining. Miz has the title because he makes that title worth something. It's
Yeah.
great to see. But I don't want Roman to win the Rumble.
That's what I said. If he loses the Intercontinental title this past Monday, which he did, watch out. He put out some tweet too. I saw something about, because people were saying to him like, haha, you lost the belt.
Oh
And he
yeah,
said
because of
something
the steroid stuff or the
yeah, and he said no, it has nothing to do with anything. I'm just on to bigger and better things.
Okay.
So yeah, watch out.
That's a little worry for me.
It's hard to enjoy. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble because it's the Royal Rumble, but it's hard to be excited because I know him and Cena are in there, and it's just
Yeah.
like
Who would you rather have?
out of them two?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd rather John Cena
Okay.
win.
I just wanted to hear.
As hard as
I just wanted to hear that come out of your
Yeah,
mouth.
it's out of them two. If it has to be one of them, I'd rather it be Cena or maybe the roof cave in or something. But I don't know. It's just
or like the broadcast go out or something.
yeah, just broadcast
Um,
goes out.
But like I said, I'm a little worried about that. But I'm not going to be able to get over it, so I'm just going to sit and complain about it. I'm just going to go on the internet and complain about it on Twitter or Instagram. That's usually my let out, just like everybody else in the world. So
What else can you do?
then we had I forget what happened. Then they announced like the general managers, I think it was, which was like Bischoff and
Yeah, it
all
was
that.
cool to see Bischoff.
Yeah, it was cool to see all of them, to be truthfully honest. And then I can't remember what else. So
The Undertaker.
yeah. See, this is another one that I'm so confused about.
This was one of the biggest failures of the night
Yeah.
by far.
I am so confused. So is he done? Is he not done? Is that promo saying something? I don't know.
I don't know. It's like they meant for it to be like this cryptic promo, thinking like that people were going to be really into it. But to me, it was an epic failure. You had him come out, talk for about 2 minutes, and say nothing that mattered. He basically ended by saying all of the souls that he made rest in peace so far should rest in peace. What are you saying? That all the guys that are basically retired now should stay retired? I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I
didn't
sort of
build
took it that way
anything.
too. Is like he might have been knocking people or saying something sort of like that, but I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. It's
Thanks, Roman Reigns, for ruining him.
Yeah, it was bad. It didn't work.
Yeah,
Didn't
it was.
lead
That
to
was
anything.
that was another thing too. Like, I thought it was really cool that was the first time I've ever seen Undertaker's entrance with the lights on.
Mhm.
Like they didn't turn the lights off or anything, and he just came out and talked, and it was just a real letdown to me because I was so excited to see him and like just to see how he's shaped and everything. You know what I mean? He's older now. He's not that
Yeah.
the Undertaker that we know.
Yeah.
But
And that was my biggest worry too. If you remember, I said going into Raw 25, I said my biggest worry. I'm excited for the show, but I have a feeling, like usual, they're just gonna waste everybody that they bring
Yeah.
there. They're gonna give them meaningless segments, very quick segments, or very quick backstage segments that mean nothing, that just pass them by. Like you have an opportunity with all of these legends and former superstars and divas there. Even if it doesn't lead to anything, make a memorable segment that we can look back 10 years from
And
now and
just-
go, remember at Raw 25 when so-and-so did this?
Yeah,
Now it's like,
yeah.
what do you look back on? You're going to look back and say, oh, it was cool to see Austin's stomach, man. And that's it.
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
You know?
So we're gonna skip forward a little bit here, and we're gonna talk. We're still on Raw 25. We're back in the Manhattan Center. We were both excited for this. Degeneration X comes out,
Yeah.
and it sort of felt like they did the same thing that I forget what Raw it was.
It was one of the last anniversaries.
Yeah, one of the last anniversaries where they were like, "Oh, we'll guarantee we'll see you guys whenever we hit
Yeah.
50,
Yeah.
or whatever the number is." And that was another one. And then, okay, you know what, before I go any further, one of the coolest things ever to me was I took it as whenever when the Balor Club came out and they all too sweeted each other, not knocking the Bullet Club. I love you guys. But it sort of felt to me as sort of like a knock, like not like a knock, but like they passed the torch to them, like about with the too sweet, which is cool to me. But then I'm like, okay, well, no, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm all confused.
I don't
Which
know.
it was cool. It was cool to see all them in the ring and do that. Was awesome.
I didn't really get that vibe. I got the vibe of it was more so Triple H's idea to say, hey kids, DX is cool with the Balor Club and the Bullet Club.
Oh, you're right. I
You
didn't
know,
think about that.
so,
That's a good point.
Like we're in this, and like here's this sign, kids. We
Yeah.
created this. We want to show
Yeah.
you on TV.
Yeah.
And we want to show you on TV that Balor Club, which is what kids are into today,
Yeah.
is cool with DX. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
I don't know.
I
I think
understand.
it was more of an ego thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I got out of it.
And then the Revival came out.
Yeah.
I was so upset about this because all week on Twitter, and everyone has said it on Twitter, it was hashtag protect the Revival because it happened to the Ascension.
Well, that's what I told you. What they do with all of these segments when they bring DX back or whoever is they bring, and I hate to call Revival jobbers because they're really good workers.
Yeah,
but let's
exactly.
face it, since they've come up to the main roster, they've been
Yeah, oh, yeah.
glorified jobbers. You bring out jobbers
don't-
to get beaten up by DX and take all their finishers. Exactly what I said was going to happen.
exactly.
And that's what happened.
Exactly. Don't knock me, Young Bucks. I like you guys more than the Revival. I know that you guys have the FTRR segment, so just don't come at me. I love you guys. But that's what I said all week on Twitter. They were tweeting protect the Revival, and I feel like it still knocked them a little bit that happened to them. But out of all teams in the back, you do that to Revival is still what mind baffles me is I'm not you know what, I am knocking them. Breezango couldn't come out there and do like a fashion segment check.
Well, not only that,
and watch
too.
them and then they get their butts whipped like
Yeah, and for that crowd to like at Manhattan Center have to sit through basically nothing, and then their main event they get is Gallows and Anderson versus the Revival, which
that went 2 minutes.
2 minutes wasn't entertaining at all. But then the funny thing is, once the TV cameras left there, The Miz came out and talked a bunch of crap, and then Seth Rollins came out and curb stomped them. I'd much rather have saw that on TV.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't get it either.
then-
well,
And then then you go back over to Barclays Center and you have the main event with Kane and Lesnar and Strowman coming out, which was cool to see. But once again, like I feel like they didn't do enough. Like I just have to laugh every time Kane's in there. Like it's so funny because I feel like the build to this match should be the Beast versus the Monster versus the guy who's taking the pin. Because that's
Yeah, you
Kane's
said-
only purpose in this match.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Is to take a pin. And it's just hilarious to me because like even in that last segment on Raw 25, like Brock Lesnar just came down to the ring, F5 Kane, threw him out, and then it was just about Braun and Brock. Like it's been this whole time. Like Kane just laid there and was like, I'm not getting up. So it's just so funny that Kane's in this. And I like Kane. I've always liked Kane, but it's just like, is there anybody sitting at home right now going, oh my God, Kane's going to be champion, man? Like there's just
exactly.
No.
Oh, that's our wrap up on Raw 25. So, I mean, I thought it was all right. I mean, it could have been worse.
That would be an okay word is okay. It was okay, but could have been.
Oh, I know we've been talking about it a lot on this show. So, giving it Sunday, I'm going to take over Saturday. It's going to be a great weekend in wrestling, but we talk about it a lot. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for our final Royal Rumble predictions.
Nice.
And I'm actually the thing. I was sitting in my room last night. I was talking to one of my friends, and I said, I love WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong. The Royal Rumble might be my favorite pay-per-view, like just of the year. Like I love WrestleMania, given it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I just love the Rumble, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's the match
It's the
itself.
unpredictability.
Yeah,
of it.
exactly.
And I love it. I don't know why. I just love it.
Yeah, I think that's most wrestling
I
fans.
I laugh all my time, so I tell my friend, I'm like, listen, dude, like I can sit and watch Rumble matches just back to back. I watched 1992 the other day when I think it was Flair that won it, and I was like, this is I don't know. So I was going back and doing research.
Yeah.
So before we get into our picks, I want to give a shout out to my friend, my newly friend on Twitter. His name is Wrestling Express. I'm going to tell everybody to go follow him and shout him out in our video a little bit. Tweet the link at him for our video and everything. He gave me some good comments on our videos and stuff. And he threw in his Royal Rumble prediction to me yesterday, which is really cool for me because just to have this wrestling fans branch out. And they're everywhere, and it's great. We have to stick together. So
Yeah.
props to you, my man. His pick to win the Rumble is, and you're going to like this one, is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy because if that happens, dude, I'm going to be so happy.
It's what needs to happen.
Yeah, we talk about it. Well, so who's your pick? And
It's tough, man.
okay. Let me say. Do you see it being a SmackDown or a Raw guy? Yeah, exactly. See,
it's weird. Like, I agree 100% that I want Shinsuke to win. Like, if you're asking me who do I want to win, I want Shinsuke to win.
As a fan, you want Shinsuke to win.
Unless like there was this huge like surprise that we don't know about that comes out and could sway my mind. But yeah, I want Shinsuke to win, knowing like who's in there. Just going off of who he knows in there, I want Shinsuke to win.
Definitely.
I would love to think that WWE understands that fans want it to be Shinsuke and that fans want it to be Shinsuke and AJ. Usually Vince looks right past that and doesn't care.
The big dog.
So I'll go with Shinsuke just in my heart in hopes that they understand that that's what everybody wants.
If you guys would have just saw the heart motion he did, it was
just
so passionate.
It was. And I hope that they recognize that. But my God, I mean, when you have Roman Reigns and John Cena in a match, how do you not pick them? Not that you want them to win.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I said that a couple shows ago. I said he's not my pick, but I can see them having Cena win this.
Like literally, WWE finds ways to screw up every big opportunity they have. Like I seriously, I wouldn't doubt it if they tie. If Roman and Cena eliminate each other, and then they go, well, Roman gets the Raw title shot and Cena gets the SmackDown. Like I could see that. Happening.
Would you still complain if AJ Styles was a champion and Cena gets the title shot?
Absolutely.
Okay. No,
because I just wondered. Yeah, I don't want to see them
That's
fight again, and I don't want to see Cena take it off of AJ.
Okay.
Again,
I just wondered,
like last year's Rumble.
Yeah, I just wondered. That's all.
They find ways to screw it up. Like last year, I was so excited for the Rumble.
We were talking.
We
were talking about
this,
it for like 2 weeks. We were like, dude,
there was so much anticipation.
It was
and
great.
They killed it. They found
so
a way
great.
to kill it. They brought out Roman at 30, sucked the air out of the building, and nobody wanted Orton to win anyways. Let's real quick go back, right? So that was last year's WrestleMania for 33. Royal Rumble, for WrestleMania.
I got
30.
you.
Go back to the one before that. Triple H won. It was very predictable he was coming out at number 30, and you couldn't even enjoy his win because you knew Roman was going to beat him at WrestleMania. Other than that, nothing else stellar happened at that Rumble at all.
The year before.
The year before that, Philadelphia, Roman Reigns won. disaster.
But
the crowd crapped on everything.
Rollins cashed in that match.
But that was
at
WrestleMania.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm
okay.
talking about.
I just want to make sure that I'm in the same
I'm just
year
talking
and
about
everything.
Royal
Yeah,
Rumbles.
yeah, I'm in the same year
So,
perspective. Okay.
That Royal Rumble disaster.
They brought out The Rock to try to fix it. It didn't work.
Disaster. WrestleMania 30, the Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania 30. We were there. Disaster.
Oh, horrible.
No Daniel Bryan. Batista got booed out of the building. Look at the Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania 29. Came down to John Cena and Ryback.
Yeah,
John
exactly.
Cena and
Ryback.
Ryback. I don't have to say anything else. 28. Sheamus won the Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania 28. Come on, at that time nobody cared about Sheamus. The Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania 27. Alberto Del Rio.
That was the big one. That was the
worst Royal Rumble of all time. Came down to him and Santino. 40 men in there.
That was the 40 men. Right?
Had an
40
opportunity
men, right?
to be amazing. It came down to Del Rio and Santino.
Mhm.
You have to go back to the Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania 26 to have a decent Rumble, and that was the one where Edge came back as a surprise and won. Came down to like Edge, Michaels, Cena, and
Jericho.
Yeah, and that was a great one.
Yep.
So Rumble, the track history for Royal Rumble over the last decade.
So you're saying this year
terrible.
they need to make a banger.
Well, they need
it
to.
Needs to make a banger.
But if you look at what they've done, and you gave me money to bet right now, I am not betting that it's going to be a good Rumble. I would bet that it's going to be bad because that's their track record, and it's unfortunate because 10, 15 years ago, I'd never say that.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It was hard for them to screw something up.
Yeah. So, my pick. I'm gonna get on the same reference as you will. You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm gonna say this in a way that if it would happen, I wouldn't be too upset. So earlier during the show, you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles. I was thinking about this last night. It took me a lot of thought to think about this. So, say Owens and Sami Zayn beat AJ Styles. I'm going to say, besides Shinsuke, if this doesn't happen, I want Shinsuke to win, just so I can clear the air real quick. Say AJ drops the title. Number 30 hits. Here comes AJ Styles. AJ Styles comes in, wins the Rumble, then he gets them at Mania. Or I'm saying that happens and Shinsuke goes and takes the title from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and that's how you get Shinsuke AJ. If you understand what I'm saying. So I'm gonna get ballsy. That's gonna be my pick. Is what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's in relevance to me. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Is I'm looking at the brighter side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're not getting into that again. So let's go down the card a little bit here. We'll start with the Raw main event. Brock Lesnar, Kane, and Braun Strowman. Who's your pick?
Brock Lesnar. I think it's, and it's one of those things too where, as we've said before, I love Brock Lesnar, but every match he's had this year, I can't enjoy it because I know where it's leading.
Yep.
You know, so he's gonna win this match.
Would you be shocked if they put the title on Braun?
I would be shocked. Not that I would be very angry because I like Braun.
Yeah.
But I would be shocked just because then I would be kind of thrown for where they're going.
Yeah. Sorry, Kane. Sorry, Kane.
Yeah.
I love you, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kane,
so don't come
no
find me,
point.
please. I don't want to walk through hellfire and brimstone to see you.
But yeah, I can enjoy Brock's wins because I know where it's all leading. But yeah, I'd definitely pick in Brock. I would be absolutely shocked if he doesn't.
I'm going to have to say the same thing. I'm going to take Brock Lesnar in that. I'm going to bring, we did it before for WrestleMania last year. Emma, you okay? Sorry about that, guys. That was just Emma putting her thoughts in on what she feels if Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble this year.
And Emma is my dog. She's a pug French bulldog mix, and yeah, she heard the word Roman Reigns and she started choking. So, which is what I'll do too if he wins again.
So thanks, Emma, for your input. I greatly appreciate it, dog. So I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar. I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Kane. Please don't find me. And then we're gonna move on here. AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Who you got? See, this match to me has so much potential in it to be good. You know what I mean? Just with everything that can happen.
How are they gonna put it together? It's gonna be a challenge because it's hard to make handicap matches good because it's like, does AJ just get beat up the whole time and have a comeback?
Yep.
Or do we get a lot of nice mix of offense? It's so weird because I really love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So it's so weird for me to say that I would be mad if they won because it's like in any other.
It's a win-win sort of
well,
situation.
yes and no. Like for me, on any other occasion, I would be like, heck yeah, if Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn win, I don't care. But AJ Styles should not lose here. Like,
Nope.
he needs to continue this run and headline WrestleMania as champion. So if he does lose, I'm going to be very upset if they kill this push again. Because last year he was doing so good and then lost to Cena at Royal Rumble and lost his momentum, and then ended up having to face Shane. So I'm hoping, once again, I'm putting hope out that they realize that AJ needs to win, and I hope he does win. So he'll be my pick to win. And yeah, if he loses, I'm gonna be pretty upset.
I'm gonna go with AJ Styles, and you pretty much said everything else, so I really don't have to do any explaining with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he were to drop it, I hope what happens is the way I put it in perspective earlier with the Rumble is what I hope happens. We have Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle's son, and Seth Rollins versus The Bar. Who you like? Actually, I'm starting this one. I like The Bar. I think The Bar takes the titles. I just don't know what it is in me, but I could be a lot more mad about somebody winning the titles. I think I'm sort of okay with The Bar. They don't bother me that much. You know what I mean? Just because I think Cesaro's awesome and Sheamus is meh, but I like his hair, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you know that Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan isn't gonna last. It's bound to fail, but how long are they gonna mesh this thing out, right?
Yep.
So if they're keeping them together, I mean, then I could definitely see them winning. I'll go with The Bar too. There's something telling me I should pick Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, that they're going to drag this thing out longer. But I'll say The Bar because it would make more sense if either, if Jason Jordan screws something up or whatever.
Yep.
Question is, though, going forward, if The Bar wins, who do they feud with? Like, I'm kind of
Balor Club.
taken back on that. So yeah, but
Balor Club.
so who though? But who goes for the tag titles?
I agree. Do they feud with?
If you have Gallows and Anderson going for it, WWE hasn't done anything with them other than making them boring. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you go? Do you bring the Authors of Pain up? Maybe?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
I don't know.
I don't know. Me neither. So our last match for the Rumble, that I don't know why this came up last, but is the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. This match, we both talked about it last night, has the potential to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The Usos are Iron Men.
Yeah.
They are great. I mean, you don't like the New Day, neither do I, but they made the New Day look great from time and time again. They got put on a pre-show, and I think that gave them a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and said, okay, you're going to look past us. We're going to steal the show again. So I like the Usos. I don't know why. I don't have a reasoning why.
Ever since they became heels.
I do too, but I like the Usos in this match for some reason. I don't know why. But who's your pick to win this match? This is another tricky call, I think, in my book.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I actually think WWE might throw out the surprise here. I'm going to say that Gable and
So you're taking the upset.
Yeah, I'm going to take the upset. I think they might go with them on this one.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm okay with.
I think they might go with Gable and Benjamin. It's a tough call, but I'm going to say that they do the swerve. They do a little bit of surprise here. I think it'll be a great match.
I do too. I think it's going to be great. So the Women's Royal Rumble, we skipped this one for this reason, that we're going to wrap up the show with it. Because we're getting a little bit low on time here, and we're going to wrap it up with this. Who's your pick? Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you see Rousey in the Rumble to start?
I think so.
I think so too. What number?
I would
Do you see?
say
Okay, let me rephrase. Okay, not
late
number.
20s,
Yeah,
like 25 to 30.
Yeah, I see that too. What do you see Asuka coming out in?
I think Asuka will be early.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, and I was thinking about this, is what if they had Asuka do the Shawn Michaels treatment, where they put her in at 1, and she's just an iron, and just can't get thrown out, and she throws out Rousey to win. So if everybody wants to know, that's my pick, is Asuka to win the Women's Royal Rumble.
I'm picking Asuka too, because it better be, It's like it better be her. Yeah, I think Asuka will be top 5 out in there, maybe top 10, or first 10, I should say. I don't see her coming out late because she's someone that can work in there for a long time.
Yep.
That's the thing, though, too. Like, if Asuka wins and Shinsuke wins, is WWE going to have 2 Japanese superstars win at the Royal Rumble? That would be, awesome to see.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
once again, like WWE's track record, like
Yeah.
they don't- you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
definitely.
I don't know.
I agree.
don't know.
I agree, definitely.
You know, it should be. It should be
Yeah,
Asuka.
exactly.
And it should be Shinsuke.
Exactly.
But once again, if I got to throw down money right now and I was betting the house, I'm not betting on either of them because WWE finds ways to screw things up. It's like, do they do it purposely or they just don't care? So I'm very excited. It's Royal Rumble weekend. I'm very excited for the Royal Rumble in general. I'm very hesitant to think that it's going to be a great show. I'm NXT tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Man. Johnny Gargano.
I know.
finally
I'm really
getting a
upset
title
that
shot.
we don't have time to talk about that.
Yeah.
So everyone, this is another episode in the books. Hopefully we don't get canceled.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at A Couple of Jagoffs. And we'll catch you after the Rumble.